Good day to you and everyone watching this video. My name is Praise and you are watching FinTech Invention. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to replace the cable of an extension and how to repair faulty connections in an extension. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel by clicking the subscribe button. Let's get started. To replace the cable of an extension, you first have to lose this extension.
Make it move, make it groove. Make it move, make it groove. Make it move, make it groove. Make it move, make it groove.
So after losing the extension,
Make it move, make it groove.
we now
Make it move, make it groove.
do a final test for this cable. In my last video, I explained how to test the cable of an extension, and that method does not involve the use of a multimeter. So if we want to test using a multimeter, that means we have to do a continuity test. And to do this continuity test, we have to set our multimeter
Make it move, make it groove.
to this symbol here.
Make it move, make it groove.
So
Make it move, make
you can see this display here
it move.
in form of one symbol. So this symbol here signifies discontinuity. So if we should test a cable and the cable is continuous, that means the cable is working perfectly, then it will give this sound and display these digits here. So you can hear the sound and you can see the display there. So if you test the cable and the cable is working perfectly, it is continuous, then that's how the multimeter will display. But before even testing this cable, let's test the switch, because the switch, if the switch is faulty, we might start thinking it's the cable, meanwhile it is not. Let's test this switch. So what we'll now do is to connect the test lead to this switch here. So if it is continuous, then the same action is going to take place. So you can hear the sound of the multimeter, and the display shows that this switch is continuous. So even if you off the switch, that means you will not be expecting any sound, because the switch itself has been switched off. So you will not be expecting any sound. Shows that the switch is working perfect. So now we can go ahead and replace the cable. To replace this cable, we need to unsolder the cable. So I just unsolder this cable right here. I've also unsoldered the second cable. So what I'll do next is to lose out this cable.
Make it move, make it groove.
So I'll also lose this cable out from the plug also, so that we can do a final test on this cable, the final continuity test using this multimeter. If you use the method I used in my last video without a multimeter, to work perfectly, you just have to change the cable after running that test. You don't need this continuity test. So what I'll do to this cable is to test each of the wires. You can see two wires, the live and neutral wire. So first test the neutral wire, the live wire. So you can see that the live wire is working perfectly. So next I'll test the neutral wire. You can see that the neutral wire is not working at all. can still see the discontinuity symbol there. So automatically we have to replace this cable, and we can do that, like I said in my last video, can do that using a 1mm cable like this. So let's just go ahead and replace this cable. So first thing I will do is to station this cable. So don't forget, this is the neutral terminal here. So we have to put this black wire here. We have to solder it here, and this is the live terminal here. So I have to put this red wire here. Then we have to use a soldering iron to solder these wires. Before soldering it, we first tighten the wire. So I'll use a soldering iron to solder this wire. Just like this. Then I'll also solder this one. So after soldering these wires, the next thing I will do, I'm going to do is to connect the plug, to connect the cable to a 3-pin plug or a 13 amp plug. Then I have to peel the wire just like this. I'll bend the edges. Very close to each of the plugs you find N, L and E, that's live, neutral and earth. So do well to check that. The live wire is usually fixed in this point here beside the fuse. So we have to bend the wires and fix in these wires. So this is how we replace the cable of any extension. You can replace the cable of any extension using this is a 2-yard cable. You can use 3 yards, 4 yards. It's up to us to make our choice on how many yards we want to use. You can use as much as possible you wish. So this is how we place the cable. Now to repair the connection inside an extension, we just basically need to check to see if the connections are accurate and if there is any disconnection. But before checking for disconnection, we also have to check if the connection tallies. Yeah, all the connections should tally. The live wire should be connected to only live points here, and the neutral wire should be connected to only neutral points here. Now if you see this neutral wire being connected to this point here, then you should know that there is going to be a problem. You can see that the neutral point here is in the right side of this output point here, and you can see that the next neutral wire is in the right side of this point here. So it should always be in the right side. And for the For the live wire, you can see that it's always in the left side. So we have to make sure of this. We have to take advantage of the difference in the color. You can see that the color of the wire is different. We have to make sure that it tallies, or else there might be short circuit. Then we also have to check for discontinuity. Discontinuity means when there's a cut in a wire, sometimes it might be invisible. Yeah, this wire might be disconnected inside it, and you might not know because the two edges are connected. So we have to check for discontinuity of a wire. Luckily, most extensions, you always see the disconnection is always easily visible. But if there is a disconnection and it's not visible, we'll find out the discontinuity using a multimeter. So I'll just set this multimeter in my continuity test point. Then I'll now check for discontinuity. To know if this wire is continuous, we have to place the tip of the test lead in one point, then we'll place the other one in this point. Then we should be expecting a sound from the... So you can see that this wire does not have any problem. Now, checking if the wire is still perfect is different from checking if it is supplying to all the points. We have to manually check if this wire is connected to all the points here. So we don't have any problem with this neutral wire. There's no fault from the neutral side. Now we also check the live wire too. We also test. We can place the multimeter lead, test lead, in the beginning and in the end of the extension. Then we'll be expecting a sound. So you can see that the live wire is still working perfectly. Now we also ensure that each of the wires are connected, that they are not disconnected. We manually pull them up a little bit to see if they are connected. So if we find any that is not connected, then we have to reconnect. We can even add wire to make sure it is well connected. So if we notice that we test for continuity and we notice that a wire is not continuous, maybe the live or the neutral wire is not continuous, then we have to start checking at short range. Yeah, we'll check this range. If this one is continuous, we'll check the next range. If it is continuous, we'll check the next range. That's how we keep checking until we find where the discontinuity is situated. So if this video was of great benefit to you and you want to see more of my content, don't forget to subscribe to this channel by clicking the subscribe button below. And if you have questions, if there are things you don't understand from this video, put that in the same comment section below this video. See you next week Friday. Thank you for watching that very building pin-tech invention video. If you've not done so, subscribe to this channel by clicking the subscribe button. In my next video, I'm going to show you how to repair a 4-volt lead acid battery and how to replace a 4-volt lead acid battery, which is a rechargeable light battery.